We are in the MorningSide community, which is on the east side of Detroit, and it's in the northeast area. Our community is about 2 miles long by 1 mile wide. Our borders on our west are Alta Road, on our south are Mac, north is I-94, and east is Outer Drive.
I feel like people are like fuzzy on what the boundaries are. You know, it depends on who you talk to and when they were here.
The community has about 5,500 homes and was considered pretty much of a middle class and maybe some lower or moderate incomes. But we were significantly hit and impacted, of course, by the 2009 recession, just as many were. So we went through a significant amount of abandonment. Right now, we probably are closer to having about 4,000 occupied properties as opposed to the 5,500 or so that are here. You can see, even though some of these are neglected, they still have great bones to them, and they can be renovated and restored to be magnificently beautiful properties.
For sure.
We're traveling right now on Outer Drive. What we're approaching are both the area where we have our community-based meetings, because we have a very strong community organization in Morningside that just celebrated its 40th anniversary, actually. To our left is Bethany Lutheran School. It's not functioning as much as a school, but it's a fabulous church. They're very open, very community-oriented and supported. We have all of our Morningside meetings there, various functions and events. To our right is the Ronald Brown Academy. Now, this is the original building. We are quite fortunate because, as you can see, the brick change. It's the new structure that we have over here, and we are very fortunate to have this school structure newly built. It was K-5, but it just transitioned to K-8 this year and has some absolutely fabulous programs. We are very fortunate with Detroit having over 100 school closings. We retained both of our K-8 schools. The schools are the key to the sustainability of these areas. This to our left is the other K-8 elementary school. Clark Academy did not get a renovation, but I'll say that they have power in their administration. As you can see, we have a bunch of wonderful and eclectic homes where the predominance of them are brick. Some of them have really large lots in the backyards. Thank God we're in the return and upswing. Not only are we increasing occupancy, it's considered the neighborhood to be in or to come to.
I think I can think of another neighborhood that has this many different kind of houses.
I know, very eclectic, right?
Yeah.
These fantastic, beautiful homes that we have are a plus, but what's an additional plus is that our neighborhood is also very comprehensive. We have the Jefferson Branch Library here, which is wonderful. It sponsors a lot of great community projects, and that's how we're restoring East Warren project. Before I get on that, we're right here in front of the historic Alger. They're also a fabulous community partner. This area to the right of us, this is being restored by the Alger Theater. The Friends of the Alger Theater have completed like any kind of asbestos removal and all of that, and they have completed the seating, the stage, but they are still a ways to go, but they're really diligent at working on it, and they're going to be opening a rooftop space this summer. Immediately to our left, though, the Royalty Dance Studio, they are a Motor City Match recipient. There are young African Americans who own that operation, and it's going to encourage occupancy of the other vacant storefronts and structures. On the very corner at Alta Road in East Warren is U Snapback, being here for well over 20 years, and they are literally the initiator for the Habitat for Humanity project. These are the beginning of the Habitat properties. There were over 100 new homes that they built, and then those that they didn't, they worked with residents of existing homes to help them with loans so that they could reside their homes in order to blend in with the existing. So though it's aluminum siding through here and we have a lot of brick, it still brought in a lot of new residents and new homeowners, and people participated in the building project. Right now, I'm on the eastern border of East Outer Drive, so immediately to my left is actually East English Village. Everything on the right is Morningside, but sometimes people who live on the right will claim like, oh yeah, I live in East English Village, because it's the border is sometimes questionable, but it's clearly and distinctly Morningside. I've just arrived at Mac. To the right, of course, is our Grosse Pointe border, and left is everything Morningside.
Yeah, Mac is a big deal. I feel like East Warren is also a big deal, but Mac is something else.
This area, we are taking advantage too of different and new development, because Mac is engaged in a corridor improvement project as well. You see new businesses popping up all the time on Mac already. This is one of the new businesses, the Paradise Cafe, and then this is the sweet shop. I'm not going far. I'm going just a couple blocks down. Barham, because of its seclusion, it has its own dynamic of how it's built. The way Barham is, there are only homes on one side of Barham. There are garages that face the east side of Barham, and then homes and all on the left. So it's been the bane of the Morningside community existence for quite some time because of experiencing dumping. There's so much seclusion back here. You can see behind it are those new Habitat homes.
And the idea is that it'll be like a greenway, walkway, like just sort of big green lush space.
Exactly.
That you see in other cities maybe.
Yes, yes. I know that the community is called Morningside, but I'm not exactly sure why or how it got its name, and there's also the slight discrepancy in the spelling, because we in the community-based organization spell it with a capital S,
right,
one word, and then in the city they spell it with just one straight word, no capital S.
For sure. So I definitely asked the same question when I came here, because I didn't think it was a normal neighborhood name, and even when I lived here I didn't think about it. But according to Eric DeWicki, who, you know, is active in other community meetings and organizations, he said that about 20 years ago, when East English Village was kind of doing a rebrand of their community, that Morningside, which wasn't named Morningside yet, they were called Near and Dear, and they decided to like have a vote. And somebody said Morningside, because it's on the east side, faces the rising sun, all that beautiful stuff, great for marketing. It wasn't always Morningside, which is why I think people sometimes don't identify it as such, you know?
Okay.
But it's still a pretty story.
Okay.
Yeah. We covered a whole lot, and you work on a whole lot, so I just wonder, is there one thing that you're most excited about?
And I guess I'm excited about new residents coming into the community. We now have very viable and walkable spaces and places, and just looking forward to more people coming over to the east side and getting homes in the Morningside area. So keep that part.
Y'all make me want to buy a home. One day